Hey, what's up? I'm Winston from Parkway Drive, and these are my 5 favourite moments from our new album, Reverence. Number 1, I'm going to start with a pretty broad one, but the song Cemetery Bloom and its actual creation. So it's probably the most out there song concept I think we'd had up until this point in time. It's probably the first point in the record where people go, what the hell? But it was written just using like a tiny little keypad at home and me coming up with these basically the vocals for the song to a very minimal idea. And then when we actually came to create the song, between myself, Jeff, and a couple of friends, we managed to create the entire Gothic choir you've heard via multiple layers of us singing. So I was pretty stoked that we actually got to pull off that effect with like 4 dudes in a room in the basement in Canada. So that's probably number 1, being able to pull off that kind of concept. The second would be the end of the song Kronos. Basically the idea for this was, I really wanted Jeff to have a moment in the sun, unlike anything he's had before. I love Jeff's guitar work on everything we've done, but we always kind of cut him short. He always solos and it's great, and then we cut him short just for the sake of time, and I really wanted it to be like an ending where he just got to completely unleash Jeff standing on the top of a volcano while it erupts playing guitar. So yeah, the fact that he did that, like that song contains my 2 favourite solos that he's ever written, so I'm very happy with that. My third would actually not so much be a part as it would be a fact about the record. When we came to do the strings, our friend Greg bought one of his friends to play the strings on the album, and she bought a Stradivarius violin with her, an original Stradivarius, which was worth like $5 million or something like that. Literally $5 million. It was given to her by the Canadian government because she was so talented at violin, and she proceeded to absolutely shred the basement to pieces where we were recording. And the fact that that one instrument is worth more than our entire band put together, I found to be absolutely incredible. I never thought we'd have such a piece of history playing on our records. Number 4, the singing that I did on Shadowboxing.
Say try and cage me, but I can't sit still or I won't be tamed when the lights go out, but I know you're out of love.
This is probably the cleanest singing that I've ever attempted, and it was actually the first song that we wrote for the record, and it was very early on that we knew that the album was going to be very different and to commit to it. And being able to finally control my voice in a way that it was that clean and that vulnerable was a really good thing. There was no fluking it, there was no like mistake, there was no tweaking it with technology to make it acceptable. It was simply just practice and sing. And the fact that I got to do that on this record finally was really, really good. So I'm pretty proud of that one. The last and final favourite thing for me was the way the record ends with Colour of Leaving. That song's like the most personal piece of art that I've ever created and that we've ever attempted, and it was written from a very personal standpoint, dealing with the loss of very close friends, and it was a song which I never knew we were capable of creating, and to be honest wasn't even like that. It didn't come together until in the studio. It was words that I couldn't even demo because it was too hard to sing, so we had to just work with the character of it and create something that was emotionally true in the studio and that was very minimal, and it's very rare that we try and create something as minimal as possible. And the fact that we got to pull it off and the fact that it does actually resonate means a hell of a lot to me. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Winston from Parkway Drive and you are watching Tone Deaf.